Let's begin. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Dave Gaurvani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasa Digaur Bhakta Vrinda
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. So we are reading number 9. Would anybody like to start the read?
Okay. I read
ठीक है प्रभु जी. Thank you जी.
text. Katham Pitu Adesham Avidhimaso Tipas Pite Anurupam Avidya Aho Sargam Prishitaha. Translation. Alas, your father is omniscient, but you do not know actual order. Without knowing the actual purpose of your father, how will you create progeny? Here, I think this is between Sajita and Nandanaji, that he's saying normally, asking your father omniscient is everywhere, but you do not know his actual order, but you are not his order. It means in Narmani, what to say, what Bhagavan is asked him to create creation. It doesn't mean that he will keep on creating. The same was his thinking of his sons also. So he was now persuading the sons that your father has not been able to clear you the absolute clear. So without knowing his order and understanding his purpose for that we cannot keep on creating the children without the who are not in the Krishna consciousness. And then we will get involved into the material world. It will destroy our future. So this background, how you think we will be able to do that? Because father is not so, and you can do that. But you cannot do this anything further. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Would anyone like to add something, or we can move on to the next one? Thank you, Prabhuji. I think Prabhuji is joining too. Ji Prabhuji just joined too.
Please come.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Chandra Pranam.
You're on mute, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, sorry, this was a bit busy day today. I had to work.
No problem,
Yeah,
Prabhuji. Hare
so
Krishna, Ji.
yeah, so shall we start?
Ji Prabhuji, we started and we read number
Okay.
9. Number 9
Number
पढ़ लिया
9.
हमने.
Okay, very nice. So let's continue then with text 10.
जी.
Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Uvacha.
Shukravacha.
Tan Nisham Yatha Haryashva.
Tannisham Yatha Haryashva.
Autpattika Manishaya.
Apatik Manishya.
Vachaha Kutam Tu Devarshe.
Vacha Kutam Tu Devarsha.
Swayam Vimamshur Dhiya.
Swayam Vimarshu Dhiya.
Sri Shukdev Goswami said, hearing these enigmatic words of Narad Muni, the Haryashvas considered them with their natural intelligence without help from others. Now, this is a very important point here. See, what is natural intelligence? Everyone is intelligent, you know, but the intelligence, if you remember the third chapter of Gita and also the 14th chapter of Gita, you will see that intelligence also acts under the influence of modes of nature. So there is intelligence in the mode of passion, in the mode of ignorance, in the mode of goodness. So when one is very deep in the mode of ignorance, then intelligence acts under ignorance. Drunkards know which is the best alcohol, how to take drugs. Passionate men, you know, this your Virat Kohli and Kapil Dev, these are all passionate intelligence. Nonsensical work, but they are convinced that it is very good. Or this big, this rocket scientists, aircraft designers, ship designers, intelligence in the mode of passion. And then there are sages who are in the mode of goodness. So they are able to contemplate spiritual matters. So one should not think that, okay, now I'm academically so intelligent, I will understand the scriptures. No, that is in the mode of passion. That's in the mode of passion, that intelligence. So one may be a very qualified, very qualified person materially, but spiritually speaking, he'll be zero. Like long time ago, I remember meeting His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Goswami, and he was explaining how these scientists and all, they are like so dull. Spiritually, their intelligence is like nil. They are like animals. They may be expert physicists and chemists and so many things, but spiritually they are very dull. They are like practically like animals. They have no intelligence really, because so much of intelligence goes in passion. So, so they fall under the category of Narad, Naradham, Mudha. So all these categories. So one has to understand. So because these boys, the Haryashvas, they had been performing austerities on the banks of Sindhu, they could contemplate the subject matter very easily. They didn't have any questions. They didn't ask Narad Muni, okay, what are you talking about? What is this hole? Who's that man? What is that weapon? No, they didn't ask any such things. They could immediately understand what he was saying. So, so that's how you see. This is another point also, that even here, if we see, Shukdev Goswami is simply narrating the story, and wherever he puts a question, Parikshit Maharaj is immediately able to catch that. So sometimes Shukdev Goswami puts some very cryptic points, and then Parikshit Maharaj immediately catches hold of that and he asks questions. So if one is spiritually conscious, one will be able to understand. If one simply thinks, oh, I'm an engineer or I'm a doctor, I'll understand everything, that is ego, that is nonsense. Because this intelligence is not related to mundane studies. This is intelligence in the mode of goodness, Sattva Guna. So Haryashvas, they were performing austerities, their intelligence was purified. See, understand one thing. Every creature has intelligence. Even the earthworm has intelligence to dig into the ground. Even the spider has intelligence to make a very intricate web. So every creature has intelligence. It depends on how modes of nature are working. So if one wants to understand spiritual subject matters, one has to elevate oneself to the mode of goodness. One cannot go to the nightclub at night and then come back in the morning and do Mangal Aarti. That's not going to work. So all our spiritual practices, getting up in the morning, Mangal Aarati, chanting, studying of books, this is actually in the beginning, it elevates us to the mode of goodness. That's why we say Sangatyaga Sato Vritte. Sangatyaga Sato Vritte. Give up bad association, take up good association. So, because we are actually trying to purify the modes of nature. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunahe karmani sarvasha. It's only it's a play of the three modes only. All these austerities, practices, it's just everything. All the spiritual practices at the stage of sadhana are just an interplay of the three modes of nature. We are trying to suppress passion and ignorance. We're trying to elevate goodness so that we can come to the platform of Brahman. Next 11. Bhukshetram jiva samagyam yat
Bhukshetram
Bhukshetram Jeev Samagyam Yat
anadi nij bandhanam
Anadi Nij Bandhanam
drishtva tasya nirvanam
Adrishtva Tatsya Nirvanam
kim asat karmabhir bhavet.
Kim Asat karma bhir bhavet. May
Yeah.
I read,
Would you like to
Prabhuji?
read? Yes, please.
Thank you, Ji. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ji ki jai. Translation. The Haryashvas understood the meaning of Narad's words as follows. The words bhu, the earth, refers to the field of activities. The material body, which is the result of the living being's actions, is his field of activities, and it gives him false designations. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the roots of the bondage to the material world. If one foolishly engages in temporary fructive activities and does not look toward the cessation of this bondage, what will be the benefit of his actions? Purport. Narad Muni spoke to Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, about 10 allegorical subjects: the king, kingdom, the river, the house, the physical elements, and so forth. After considering these by themselves, the Haryashvas could understand that the living entity engaged in his body seeks happiness, but takes no interest in how to become free from his engagement. This is very important verse since all the living entities in the material world are very active, having obtained their particular type of bodies. A man works all day and night for sense gratification, and animals like hogs and dogs also work for sense gratification all day and night. Birds, beasts, and all other conditioned living entities engage in various activities without knowledge of the soul engaged within the body. Especially in the human form of body, one's duty is to act in such a way that he can release himself from his engagement, but without the instructions of Narad or his representative in the disciplic succession, people blindly engage in bodily activities to enjoy Maya Sukha, flickering temporary happiness. They do not know how to become free from their material engagement. Rishabdev therefore said that such activity is not at all good, since it engages the soul again and again in the body subjected to the threefold miseries of the material condition. The Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksh, could immediately understand the purport of Narad's instructions. Our Krishna conscious movement is specially meant for such enlightenment. We are trying to enlighten humanity so that people may come to the understanding that they should work hard in tapasya for self-realization and freedom from the continuous bondage of birth, death, old age, and disease in one body, old age and disease in one body after another. Maya, however, is very strong. She is expert in putting impediments in the way of this understanding. Therefore, sometimes one comes to Krishna conscious movement, but again falls into the clutches of Maya, not understanding the importance of this movement. Thank you, Ji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hmm. See, Maya Sukha, you know, so in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, what is the main point that Prahlad Maharaj is emphasizing? Naivo dvije paraduratya vaitarnyas tad virya gayana mahamrita magna chitta shoche tato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in the thoughts of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are simply making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies, and countries. I'm simply concerned with love for them. So Maya Sukhaya Udvata, so Maya Sukhaya Bharam Udvahata Vimudhan. So, carrying heavy load like donkeys, Udvahata, carrying, lifting, make like great, great arrangements they're making. I'll do this, I'll do that. 80, 90-year-old men are investing in properties, like all politicians of this world. They are 60, 70, 80-year-old, and they're fighting for their country. It's like donkeys, complete donkeys. Or even worse, they're like hyenas and wolves, because they're eating flesh of others. So such men, they are leading the general public also astray. See, the Haryashvas were intelligent. They could immediately understand Bhuh, the earth, the field of activities. Remember the 13th chapter, Kshetra Kshetragya. So this is what we are talking about. This field of activity. So Kshetra we are talking about. Bhu Kshetram Jiva Samagyam Yat. So, Bhukshetram, this body is the field of activities. There are so many things going on here. Ato graha kshetra sutapta vittar janasya mohayam ahamameti. I and mine, everything is arising because of this bodily misconception. So, and we are taking so many designations. I am this, I am that, I am the vice president, I am the chairman, I am an engineer, I am a doctor, I am this, I am that. All of these, just designations which are related to the body and the mind. These are all false designations. Just like a child sometimes goes to a fairground and then he wears the dress of a king or sometimes a soldier or a doctor or something. But he's not really any of those. A child in the dress of a soldier, elders may just pretend to respect him and salute him and something, and the child actually thinks that he's a soldier. But that's just a foolish misconception, the child's misconception. No one takes the child seriously. But if the child seriously starts thinking he's a soldier, then he's a fool number one. But unfortunately, the child is thinking like this, but his father is also like that. Oh, I am so and so. I am the chairman of this company. I am the this and that. How long? As soon as the child takes off the dress, he is no longer a soldier or anything. So as soon as this bodily dress is finished, then no longer any designation. Then one is finished completely. So this Maya Sukha, this is very difficult to give up. So that's why Srila Prabhupada has created, Rishabdev therefore said that such activity is not at all good, since it engages the soul again and again in the body, subjected to threefold miseries of material condition. So one has to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, a spiritual master who is self-realized. Now there is a subtle distinction. A spiritual master who has knowledge of scriptures and a spiritual master who is self-realized. One with a knowledge of scriptures but not self-realized is still under illusion. He will still act according to his false ego. But one who is self-realized, who has seen Krishna, he's already been given the intelligence by Krishna to come back to him. So such a spiritual master can guide you out of this material world. So otherwise, one will hover only on intellectual platform. In the Nectar of Instruction, Srila Prabhupada is right. In the Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada is writing that a Kanishta or a Madhyamadhikari can also take disciples, but the disciple will never exceed the level of his spiritual master. So if one takes a Kanishta Adhikari Guru, one will remain a Kanishta. A Madhyamadhikari Guru, one will remain a Madhya. But one has to take Uttam Adhikari Guru, one who has seen Krishna. So actually, that's one of the things one should ask, one should know. So, and that's symptoms, there are symptoms for a self-realized spiritual master also. Because he guides you in such an expert manner, you can perceive the spiritual world here itself. So by taking association, that is sadhu sangha, that is satovritte. By taking such association, one will become free from this mode of ignorance and passion. One will give up the illusion of this body and so-called bodily happiness. So Maya is very strong if one is not careful enough. If one thinks, okay, what is the harm? I'm just going to meet my family. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that. Maya will slowly guide you. Maya is not like a deep gorge where you just fall from the mountain. Maya is like a gentle valley. You slowly go to the bottom. And when you're deep in Maya, then you realize that you are actually deeply in Maya. Maya will never entice you grossly, okay, now like I'll fall down. No. Maya will very gently guide you with your arm. Slowly she'll guide you. So one has to be very careful. That's why we say Sangatyaga Sato Vritte. Maya will not act in some very gross manner. Maya will act subtly through the ones you are attached to the things you are attached, to the people you are attached. Maya will act in such a manner. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Hare
Can you
Krishna,
text
Prabhuji, not a
Yeah.
question but a comment. Okay? We say problem is everyone around doesn't remind us that we are actually servant of Krishna. The reminder is I am so, I am so, I am this, I am this. That's the reminder we are getting throughout with everyone around us. So it's very hard to even understand or keep yourself into that I guess into that frame of action or even thinking that you're actually servant of Krishna, not so and so.
So we have to give up that association.
Mhm.
Now, one may ask, how do we give it up? Do we just leave the
Mhm.
family and everything behind and just go away somewhere? No, you have to take it for what it is. You watch a picture on the screen, you don't become serious about it. You don't take a
Mhm.
gun and start searching for villain to go and kill him somewhere. If the hero or heroine dies, you don't start crying. You don't, perform their 13-day ceremony or anything. No, you understand this is just entertainment. So think of everything like this in this material world. You cannot say, oh, this is my husband. How can I leave him? This and that. No, you don't have to. But don't be emotionally attached. If a person is not spiritually elevated at all, or like not even spiritually established, then such a person is like a bundle of Maya. And if you are maintaining attachment that, oh, this is mine, then you are actually entertaining Maya yourself. Just understand, okay, this is just a formality. This is something that has to be fulfilled, so I'm just doing it. You drive on the road, you pay some toll. So you don't meditate on it. Okay, how much toll did I pay? Why did I pay? What should I do? No, you just pay the toll and you move on. Understand that this is also a toll in your life. Another toll post. You pay your dues and you move on. This is how Sangha has to be given up. The unfortunate thing is most people have this misconception that giving up attachment means just give up everything. Well, if you can do that, that's very good. But even staying, you should try to cut these bonds. Don't try to entertain them deeper. Don't make them deeper and deeper. Don't invest yourself emotionally with these. Otherwise, you will suffer. There will be huge suffering because these bonds will break. This is Maya, illusion. Illusion ends. But the only problem is Maya is a little different from the dream in this way. The dream does not drag you back into another dream. But this Maya will drag you into another dream, another body, more suffering, very real suffering, birth, old age, disease, and death. So those who are not reminding us of Krishna, they have no business in our life. They may be there, that's a formality, but one should just avoid them altogether. In the sense, emotionally block them out.
Yes.
It will require practice. And that is tapasya, really. That is tapasya.
And that's why
Otherwise,
Prabhupada is saying,
yeah.
be strong in your
So,
tapasya.
yeah, that's another thing, I'll tell you something, in India, if you go, there are many colleges and universities which are teaching you engineering or medicine or something, but they are like completely bogus because the candidates are not qualified for studying engineering. So someone finds an opportunity, he creates a cheap college which will give a fake engineering degree. Okay, because this person doesn't have intellectual ability, let me just teach him something from, very superficial, very superficial. And this person will anyway read this and, we'll just give him a degree and he'll be an engineer. I mean, that's our education system, isn't it?
Yes.
So, what we are also seeing in present day so-called bhakti is the same thing. Srila Prabhupada's system was very intense, very intense. In Srila Prabhupada's times, grahasthas, brahmacharis, sannyasis would stay together. In New York, they even had a big building, huge building they had rented. All were staying together, continuously engaged in Sankirtan. Grahasthas were actually earning money through book distribution, tapes, and paintings. These things they were selling. Incense sticks. Gargamuni Prabhu especially, he had a big business of incense sticks. So incense, ghee, these kind of things they were selling, and that's how they were maintaining themselves. Prabhupada's disciples were not like some MIT scholars started doing masters in English or engineering or mathematics and then working in some mundane companies, becoming chairman of Ford Corporation. No, I mean Alfred Ford was only one. Ambarish Prabhu, he was the only one. He did not give jobs to Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Guru Das Prabhu. Okay, you can become the vice president of marketing or something. No. So most of them were working like this. That's how they could maintain the intensity. They were not like, okay, I'll go to Switzerland, Zurich for my vacation. I'll come back and I'll chant something. No, that is not bhakti at all. That is this cheap engineering which we have in India. That's a superficial understanding. That's why decades after decades, devotees are not making any advancement because there is no intensity. Nowadays, it's even fashionable to criticize all of this. Oh, what nonsense. Prabhupada is too harsh. Even like saddest thing is even brahmacharis and sannyasis are talking like that. That's like height of shameful behavior. Like I sometimes really wonder when a brahmachari tells me that Prabhupada is too harsh on women, I really wonder whether he's having a girlfriend or having illicit sex or something. Why is he so concerned about women? How can anyone who thinks like this will immediately fall prey to Maya? Krishna bhuli sei jiv anadi bahir mukha. So Krishna bhuli, as soon as you forget Krishna, nikate tha Maya tara japatiya dhare. Who is Acharya? The spiritual master is a representative of Krishna himself. He is Krishna, Sakshat Dharitvena. So as soon as one says, oh, Acharya is like this or like that, he's Vimukha. He's Bahir Mukha. So as soon as he turns his face away, Nikate stha Maya Tara Japatiya Dhare. Maya will immediately catch hold of him. And how will Maya catch hold? Maya will not present some beautiful female or lots of money. Maya will give him the illusion that, see, you are a scholar. You are so intelligent. You have understood something which Srila Prabhupada did not. You understand the society. Srila Prabhupada did not. He was a 1940s Bengali. What would he know? See, he doesn't even speak English so properly. I mean, I've actually heard a sannyasi say that. Srila Prabhupada did not speak English so properly.
Wow.
His own disciples
Wow.
saying that.
Rishya.
That is how Maya acts. She will gradually show you the faults of your spiritual master. See, he's not so qualified. You are a master's in English, and he look at him. He's just a Bengali. He doesn't even pronounce properly. The pronunciation of the word devotee is not devotee. That's a Bengali pronunciation. The actual pronunciation is devotee. Prabhupada called devotee, so we call it devotee. So you see, this is how Maya acts. Subtleties of Maya.
So, फिर how do you push back? Like, how do you push back? Because these totalities happen everywhere and
So
through every person.
Mahajan yen gatah sapantha. These things are not new. These have happened since time immemorial. It started with Lord Chaitanya himself, with Lord Krishna himself. No one took Krishna seriously when he came here. So it happens time after time. Material world means no one wants to believe in Krishna. So when Srila Prabhupada was there at that time, in fact, there's one book, which is very popular nowadays, and Fools Rush In. No, Follow the Angels. This one book has come from Gaudiya Math. So in this book, there's the opening line is something like this, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. This line was used by Gaudiya sannyasis to criticize Srila Prabhupada. Because Srila Prabhupada would associate very freely with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And the sannyasis actually hated Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Nowadays, if you go to Gaudiya Math, it's very fashionable to talk about him, but no one really liked him in his times because he was too strict. These sannyasis, they just wanted to stay at one place, eat some rice, and then do some horrible. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very austere and very dynamic. He wanted everyone to be out on the streets. He was very clear. He said, you are all Malechhas, Shudras. Don't think that you are some austere, Mahajanas who stay at home and chant the holy names. No, you go out and preach. You are passionate people. So no one really liked him so much. So Srila Prabhupada, he understood. So Srila Prabhupada used to associate because Srila Prabhupada would discuss plans for future with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur really loved Srila Prabhupada. So these people used to criticize him. Later on, when Prabhupada himself became a spiritual master, he was also criticized. Now, in this regard, there is another very interesting incident from the life of Bansidas Babaji and from the life of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. So Bansidas Babaji used to put liquor and sindoor and bones in front of his house. Fish bones he used to put. He would just collect them, go to the market, collect some rotting fish and throw them in front of his house. Then there would be bones everywhere. And then these people who wanted to, just worship him, they would come and they would become aghast. Oh, this is nonsense. This Babaji is bogus. He eats fish. Or he would keep liquor bottles. So then, and if someone managed to get through that even, then he would curse them, using very filthy language. And these people would think, oh, this is such a nonsense rascal, then they would just go away. But when Bhaktivinoda Thakur would go, then Bansidas Babaji would be very respectful with him. So sometimes the spiritual master would even put up such a front. And then those who can see through that and then associate with the spiritual master, they are only eligible to move forward. That's why you see Narad Muni is speaking like this, enigmatic words of Narad Muni. Someone with a lower intelligence would say, okay, this is nonsense. What is he trying to say? They would laugh or something. But Haryashvas, they are fully understanding the meaning. So you can see that they have immediately accepted Narad Muni as a spiritual master. So this spiritual master, accepting a spiritual master is not a joke. It has to be done very cautiously. Like, sometimes people fashionably say, oh, who's your spiritual master? Oh, so-and-so Swami. What about yours? Oh, mine is so-and-so Swami. What does he do? I don't know. He's somewhere from America, but I don't know. I have a Diksha. This is nonsense. Spiritual master means, Chakshudan dilo jai janme janme prabhu sei. You have to worship the spiritual master. And of course, the spiritual master should also be worshipable. So he should be, self-realized soul. Grave. Guru means grave. Very deep. When Srila Prabhupada would look into someone's eyes, they would know that he's seeing their past, present, future, their soul, everything. So this is a very serious relationship between spiritual master because it's an eternal relationship up to the point when you meet Krishna face to face.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nicely answered and helped. Thank you, Ji. Hare Krishna.
So text 12. Eka eveshvara sturyo
एक ईश्वर तुर्यो
Bhagavan swashraya para.
भगवान् स्वाश्रयः परः
Para.
Tam adraštava bhavam pumsa
तं दृष्ट्वा भवं पुंसः
kim asat karmabhir bhavet.
किम् असत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्।
Bhave.
हरे कृष्ण।
Yeah, please read.
Translation purport by Sri Prabhupada. Translation. Nard Muni had said that there is a kingdom where there is only one way. The realize the purport of this statement. The only enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who observes everything, everywhere, is full of six opulences and fully independent of everywhere. He is never subject to three modes of material nature, for he is always transitional to this material creation. If the members of the human society do not understand him, the Supreme, through their advancement in knowledge and activity, but simply work very, very hard like cat and dog, all day and night for temporary happiness, what will be the benefit of their activities? It's all. He has also been described as Bhavam. The word Bhavam means takes birth, comes from the word Bahu, to be. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, 18.19, 8.19. Bhavatu Pradhati. The living entity in the material world must be repeated born in this life. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, how is neither Bhava nor Pradhati. He is eternal. In other words, he is not obliged to take birth like a human being or animal, which repeatedly take birth and die because of ignorance of soul. The Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna, not subject to such changes of body, and one who thinks otherwise is considered to be Avijjanti Mam Mudha Mansam Sanam Astu. Narmani and advises that human beings are waste their time simply jumping like cats and monkeys without real benefit. The duty of the human being is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you for the
Hare Krishna. Narad Muni had mentioned a kingdom where there is only one king with no competitor. See, all the spirit, the cosmic manifestation, whether it's spiritual or material, has only Krishna. So Krishna is saying, Janma karma chame divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha, tyaktva deham punarjanma neti, mameti swarjuna. Why is Krishna promising this? Because in this material world, we have forgotten Krishna. So as soon as we remember Krishna, then there is no material world. So there is no question of returning to material world. So therefore, one does not come back to material world because there is no material then. Everything is only related to Krishna. Our material existence is due to forgetfulness. As soon as this forgetfulness is vanquished, immediately there is only spiritual world. There is only Krishna. Bhutva bhuta praliyate. So there is neither birth, there is neither past nor future for the living entity. Then he is situated in eternity. So people are simply wasting their time in prolonging this material existence. Sometimes taking medicines also. Okay, I'll increase my body duration or something. But the reality is that this body cannot be saved. What has to be saved is the soul. That's why Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they did not want to meet doctors at all, even in their old age. They were happy to just give up this body because they know that this consciousness is eternal, that continues, and that can neither be destroyed. That cannot neither be created nor destroyed. Whereas this body can never be preserved for any duration of time. Since birth and death is due to ignorance, that ignorance has to be destroyed. So one should try to understand Krishna, so Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvata. Try to understand it. Try to understand the tattva. Then you will become free from birth and death. Hare Krishna. Yes, any questions or comments? Okay, then we stop here today. Thank you very much. We continue tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna
much.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Pranam ji.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
Nandji.